What's going on, everybody? Today is the wrap up, the overview, and the preview, all of it for Rush Hemispheres. We have finished Rush Hemispheres. We are going into Permanent Waves. Oh, yeah. Amazing. If you're new here, please subscribe. Check out my videos, all kinds of videos. Reaction videos, 9 a.m., 4 p.m. with my wife every day. Bass play-alongs, live performances of bands, musician tips, all kinds of videos. Check it out. In the description below, I got Amazon affiliate links to all things Rush, Amazon affiliate links to all kinds of bass gear, music gear, stuff that I use. I've got bio information, stuff like that. If you want to support the channel, if you want to say thanks, more than just a like and subscribe, you can hit super thanks. I've got PayPal and Venmo, that's direct to me, in the description below. I've got our new mailing address. You can send us something. Amazing. You can send us, people have been sending me records, which is amazing. I freaking love that because you guys see on my community posts every day. I post what I'm spinning, records, any genre. I don't care. I love it all. I love it all. Thank you. We really appreciate it. Okay, so Hemispheres. My only gripe about Hemispheres, my only gripe, is that it's too short. There's 4 songs. That was my only gripe. I liked every single one of the songs. Every one. So I did go back and listen to it a couple more times because I'm like, I have to. It's not, you guys know, you understand, you're Rush fans. One listen is not enough for their music. It's just not. It's not. So, and I'm sure that as many times as I've heard it now, it's just like 3.5, whatever times, is still not enough. But at least it more solidifies, like, no, I like everything on the record. Everything on, I feel better about it, So, same thing, it was the same thing with me and 2112. It was the same thing with A Farewell to Kings. So, it's the same with this. Every song on this record is great. I like all of it. Hemispheres, Book 2, Hemispheres is awesome. Circumstances is really cool. It's really, really cool. That whole section, I don't know if you would call it a chorus. It is. It's really cool. The Trees is great, and then the incredible instrumental La Villa Strangiato is incredible. I went back and listened to my commentary a little bit on when I did, the first time I heard La Villa Strangiato was live in Cleveland, and I was like blown away by it. I was like, wow, this is incredible. And for some reason, I feel like I was more blown away by it there than listening to the recording, maybe because of the visual of them performing it, maybe. And like, that was a great concert. But yeah, all of it, just all of it's great. This whole record's great. I just wish it was longer, and that makes me wonder, like, do I like Farewell to Kings better than Hemispheres? Only because one is longer than the other. I mean, I like all of A Farewell to Kings except Cinderella Man. I like all of it. The whole entire thing I like, except Cinderella Man. I can do without that one. I know that so many people are fans of that one. They're like, I can't believe you. Listen to it more, you'll get it. Okay, yeah, maybe at some point. But for now, I'm like, no, I don't need it. It's okay. I'll keep my unnecessarily harsh comments to myself. Okay. Yeah, everything about this Hemispheres album was great. I was wondering whether or not I like Book 2 better than Book 1, and I might. I feel like I need to listen to I should listen to them back to back. I haven't done that. That might be interesting. Yeah, that might be interesting. Everything about it. Okay, so there was a lot of Alex talk because I took 2 songs. I took the first 2 songs, Hemispheres and Circumstances, to talk at the end about Alex. And, throughout that, I was just thinking, everybody talks about how he's underrated or whatever. And I use those videos to basically be like, here's why I think people say that, because here's what's happening. I was just trying to make observations, and people get butthurt because he's like their favorite member or something like that. And also I joke around about him being my least favorite member, which I'm just joking. I don't, like, whatever, like, people don't take me too seriously, because I don't with myself either. It's a joke. It's ridiculous. So, you know, if I can make something and laugh or whatever, make somebody laugh, I'm like, that's great, you know. So Alex, you know, where I'm saying, you know, all he's doing is somebody put it fantastic on the channel, and I said that's a great way of putting it. They called him a team player, and I'm like, that's exactly what he's doing. He's not taking the spotlight. To me, the spotlight is way more on Geddy, not only because he's the lead vocalist, but also because he's the bass player. There aren't many bass player lead vocalist bands, at least that aren't like mega popular. I mean, there are, but not that are, you know, it's like, it's less common, right? Not everybody listens to Primus, right? Or like, okay, you can think of like Sting, The Police, things like that. But, you know, most people don't think of the singer as also, the bass player is also the singer. So Geddy Lee is like, and he's great. He's fantastic. He plays a ton. Everybody's like, how does he play that and sing what he's singing at the same time? It's like crazy. It's wild. And yeah, it is. It is. He's got a ton of experience doing it, a ton of practice doing it. The more you do it, the easier it is. There's people have asked me, commenting like, hey, do you think doing this and this is like really difficult? And I'm like, well, if you don't do it, yeah, it is. But if you do it, you know, and also sometimes the more you play, the easier it is. So like on this gig that I'm playing in right now, I do a couple of Tom Petty songs that I sing, right? And I'm just like, I'm playing it with a pick. I'm just pumping the whole time, you know? And that's easy to sing and play at the same time. I also do Tennessee Whiskey, and there's way less notes. It's way more sparse, the bass part. It's way more sparse, and the vocals are, you know, kind of a lot. We do the Chris Stapleton version, right? That's like way harder for me, because the timing of the vocal phrases and the space of the bass part makes it really hard. So Geddy's playing all over. That almost is easier, because his muscle memory is going to be down, you know. He just needs to just keep it going. Just keep going. Just keep going. Don't stop. You'll be fine. You know, sometimes that's easier than when it's like sparser or something that's really, really rhythmically different playing wise than singing wise. You know, that's where things like that can be difficult. Alex, someone said that he's like soundscape, you know, hit the chords. It's not like, okay, yeah, he plays chords and his arpeggios are incredible. I'm like, arpeggios are chords. Just played individually. That's all they are. They're chords. It's all chords to me. You know, whether you're arpeggiating it or you're strumming it or whatever, they're chords, right? Soundscape, talking about, people were mentioning like inversions and like what chords he's playing. That's all cool. That's all great. That's like, you know, all that is just like, that's what I was saying. He's playing the role more almost of like a rhythm player than a lead player. It's like Geddy has the lead and Neil has the lead more than Alex does. Alex gets it sometimes, right? He had that incredible solo in La Villa Strangiato. That was a great solo, right? For many people, they're saying it's their favorite solo of his, and it was great. It was very cool. And never, at no point did I say that a shredder would be better in this band. I wasn't saying that at all. Like, I never said that word at all. I'm just like, people are putting words in my mouth or thinking that I was insinuating certain things. And I'm like, no, I don't insinuate. I say exactly, I get to the point as best my vocabulary can. You know, I'm not trying to insinuate anything unless I'm doing it as a joke, and that may be apparent. But I'm not. Anyways, team player. Really, really a team player. He's laying it out. And of course, there would, like, who else could really do it, right? Everyone else is like, you know, like, without Alex, there's no Rush. And people were also saying that he wrote, so like Geddy and Alex wrote the music for Rush, and Neil did the lyrics. A lot of people were saying that, some people were saying that in interviews, Geddy had said that, like, it was mostly Alex, which is interesting. If that's accurate, I haven't seen those interviews. So maybe I will at some point. That's kind of interesting. I mean, because you never know. You never know that kind of behind the scenes, what's really happening. You never know. So, yeah. And the music is obviously incredible. I wasn't trying to take away from him in that kind of way. I was even saying, like, just he's also writing the songs, just like, and he's part of this Rush legacy. It's like, I'm not trying to, like, no pity for Alex, like, no pity for Alex. It's not like that at all. Yeah. It's not like that at all. At all. Guys, Alex Lifeson, please. So, yeah, anyways, that's that. He's great, he's great. They're all great. They're all great. I just, I'm a bass player. You can't blame me. Geddy Lee's incredible, and I love drummers, and Neil is incredible, right? I don't feel that the things that Alex are doing, the things that Alex is doing is like jumping out at me in some way where I'm like, oh, that's sick or whatever. But I'm also not paying attention to him in a way that, like, where I'm like dissecting him. This is first time hearing. I'm not like, the things got to jump out at me or not, and the things that are jumping out at me, the things that are exciting to me, like, sure, like, can be harmony kinds of things. That's happened before in some of their songs. But a lot of it has to do with rhythm, has to do with the movement, which has more to do with, just at least in what I'm hearing thus far, in the music that I've gotten to thus far, has more to do with Geddy and with Neil. So that's that. I'll leave that alone. I talked enough about all that kind of thing, and everybody's got their opinions. So do I. So, okay, Hemispheres. What's next? What's next is Permanent Waves, which already I'm like, man, this album, and a lot of people have been guessing, like, Permanent Waves and Moving Pictures is going to be your favorite, and that might be accurate. That may be accurate. I've heard some of the songs. I've heard The Spirit of Radio and Free Will. I know them. I've heard them. I've not heard Natural Science. A lot of people really love that song, so I'm very interested to hear that. Jacob's Ladder, I don't know if I've heard before. And I think people have also mentioned Different Strings. Is that like a slower ballady kind of thing? I think they mentioned it with Tears, because I like Tears. So I like longer songs and opuses and things like that too, but I also like songs, like just songs, straight up songs. So we'll see. I mean, somebody asked me, like, who my top 3 favorite bands are, and I'm just like, it doesn't work that way. It does not work that way with me at all. I have a lot of music that I like, bands that I like, artists that I like. I'm not, no country music. I'm not like any of that, like, I'm not, if it's music and it's good, I like it. That's all I care about. And there are definitely elements of different things that I like for certain reasons. But I'll take anything. And I'll try and find the things that I like about it. It's always exciting. It's always been exciting for me to find music that I like. So who doesn't like going after that feeling, right? So I'm all about it. And that's one of the reasons why you do things like this. You deep dive bands, artists, songs, genres, because then you start finding stuff that you really like that just hits you in ways that other things aren't going to. So it's really cool. It's amazing. And so is this. This has been fantastic. So I'm really excited to get into Permanent Waves. So Permanent Waves has 6 songs. I'm just going to do them in one a day. So Monday through Saturday, boom, done. 9 a.m. Do it. So that's going to come out starting tomorrow. Just going to knock that out. I have not done it yet. I'm going to probably right after this. So should be cool. Again, yeah, I've heard Spirit of Radio. Spirit of Radio is great. It's one that I have performed before. I've heard Free Will. When I did it, somebody requested it, and I did a live version of Free Will, and I was like, oh, yeah, I've heard this. Is this like, this has been on the radio before? I've heard this one before. And they were like, yeah, it's been like all over the radio. So I was like, okay, yeah, I've definitely heard it. So it should be cool. I'm looking forward to it. Awesome. Thanks everybody for commenting, everybody who's watching the videos, liking the videos, all the new subs, all that. It's really awesome. Thank you to everybody that is sending me messages, emailing me, sending PayPal, sending super thanks, sending me records to the mailbox. I mean, thank you. So amazing. Like, so freaking amazing. I wasn't, when I started doing this, whatever, like late last year, it hasn't even been a year yet since I've had the channel for a while. For years, I was not consistent. I was just doing like bass videos because I was like really heavily playing bass, and I was living in LA, like Southern California area, and performing a lot, way more focused on that. And I was just kind of doing these videos for fun, and I would record most gigs that I was doing anyways, just because to me that's just one of the ways that I've always gotten better, is like you record yourself, you go back, you listen. Most of what I had done was audio recording, not like video recording, just because I still have it, even though it's like super old and probably doesn't work anymore. It's called an ETHEREUM, like kind of like those little Zoom boxes, that is just audio. So I did that and just recorded stuff, and that was the channel for a while. And then last year I had more time because we had just moved out of California, and I wasn't playing like at all yet. I didn't have a steady gig yet, and I had more time, and my wife was like, you should, like do more on YouTube. So I started like trying to mess around and figuring out what I was, just different things that I could do and what I was into. And I kind of totally stumbled on reaction videos. Like if you go back and you look at the early ones, like from October and November, it's like they were reaction videos, but I wasn't in that, like, they weren't labeled like reaction videos. They weren't like, titles weren't like that at all. I wasn't treating it like that at all, because I didn't see it that way. And it wasn't until I started seeing other people on YouTube's reaction videos that I was like, oh, this is a thing. This is a thing, and I'm doing it wrong. So then once I started doing it and being like, okay, this is okay, now I get it. Now I'm like, all right, I see. I didn't think that, at that time I was like 100 views. I just got 100 views in a day or in 2 days or whatever. Like, that was like pretty incredible. And now like I can get that in half hour. Which on not even on all videos. On some videos, depending on the video, it still only gets, whatever. But I mean, I can count on a video getting at least 100 views, at least 100. Even the like unpopular ones, super unpopular, 100. So that's amazing. That's fantastic. And all the subs, that's been incredible too. Just all of it's really incredible. I think it's super cool. Thank you to everybody that watches, that you guys really like me, like all that kind of thing. That's super cool. And to all the haters, because there's lots of people that hate all the time. What kind of musician are you? And lots of people think that I'm fat, probably because of this, because I just have this, even though I'm totally not fat. I mean, I'm not as skinny as I used to be. Also, I'm probably older than you guys think. But yeah, I have really good genes. And also my wife is young, so that probably throws you all off also. It's cool. It's amazing. I'm gonna keep doing this because I like doing it, and I appreciate y'all. So yeah, thank you. I'm rambling at this point. This is a super long video. You're not here to hear me ramble. Probably, 80-90% of you are probably gone. So to the 10% that are still watching, thank you. I really appreciate it. We're on to Permanent Waves starting tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to it. I definitely think that, yeah, I'm guessing that these next 2 records, and also probably Exit Stage Left also after that, are going to be my favorites. Even though I do really like these past 2 records that I've listened to, actually the past 3 have been definitely my favorites by far. I mean, there's something of each record that I like, all of them. Even the first record, Working Man, is so worth it. It made that whole album worth it. The rest of the album is like a train wreck, but to me, unnecessarily harsh. Yeah, I know, sorry. But to me, I'm like, oh god, that first record is so bad. But then you get to Working Man, which happened to be the last song on the record, and it's like, oh, you guys just destroyed that. How did you do the rest of the record? and then all of a sudden you get to this. Anyways, so I'm really looking forward to this. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys at Permanent Waves tomorrow. See you then.